Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. So, let's talk about the curse of tiny calf muscles. This is an epidemic on such a large scale that it affects 9 out of 10 guys, and that 10th guy being Ricky. But even if you're genetically cursed in the calf department, there still might be a way to tap into some extra growth by fixing some mistakes you might be making in your training right now. Standing, sitting, or on the edge of a platform, it doesn't matter which exercise you're doing. There are mistakes that are made that we can correct. But before we get started, if you enjoy my videos, you can show the love by tapping that like button. And if you've missed any of my other dumbest mistakes videos, you can check out the entire playlist of the series right here. So mistake number 1, skipping the hard contraction at the top of the movement. So let's take a poll, right? How many of you are guilty of just blasting through your repetitions when doing any sort of calf raise? We've all done it, and honestly at first, it doesn't even feel like a mistake because if you blast out like 20 reps in a row, your calves are going to be on fire, which to us signals breakdown and growth. But believe it or not, skipping that hard contraction at the top of the movement is a big no-no. Think about this, right? Do you feel like you're getting a good biceps workout when you curl 20 reps in a row with zero focus on a hard contraction at the top? No, because we go heavy and we squeeze at the top. Well, why are we not applying that same concept to calves? I guarantee as soon as you focus on a hard contraction at the top of every single repetition, you'll not only build a stronger mind-muscle connection, but you will actually start to increase your range of motion as well. So really focus on pushing through the ball of your foot and then even through your toes on every single repetition. Mistake number 2, skipping that sweet stretch at the bottom. So basically, this is just an addition to the first mistake when it comes to taking advantage of full range of motion. But for obvious reasons, this can be harder to implement if you don't have a platform to stand on. So you might have to find a different exercise to focus on the stretch, or just get creative with some small weight plates. Instead of just hitting the barbell calf raise off the floor, toss some small plates on the ground so you can force a nice stretch at the bottom of the movement. But then also stay there for a second. And don't be too eager to get out of the stretch, guys. Really feel the muscle stretching and then explosively push your body up for the second repetition while simultaneously focusing on the flex at the top. This is how all of your repetitions should look. Mistake number 3 is never training the soleus. Believe it or not, guys, there is a difference between doing the seated version and the standing version of the calf raise. You see, guys, your calves are actually comprised of 2 muscle groups. You have the 2-headed gastrocnemius, and you also have the soleus, which helps make the calf appear fuller or bulkier. So it should be obvious that if you're not able to target both groups effectively, that you're leaving untapped gains on the table. But which exercise is best for each muscle group? Well, standing calf raises actually target mainly your gastrocnemius, and seated calf raises will engage much more of your soleus due to your knees being bent 90 degrees. Now, obviously, the easiest way to do a seated calf raise is with the seated calf raise machine, but if you don't have one, you can get a bit creative with a barbell and a bench and still simulate the movement. Mistake number 4 is going too heavy or even too light. And I know this can sound confusing, but hear me out, guys. If you're doing a calf raise and you can't even get your heels an inch off the ground, then there's no way you're going to be able to hit that hard contraction at the top of the movement. You might place a bit more emphasis on the stretch, but we're only getting half of the exercise that way. And if you're lifting weights that are too light, you won't be able to take full advantage of the stretch at the bottom because it's just not heavy enough, even though you can maximize the flex at the top. So as a rule of thumb, always try to make sure you're working with a weight that allows you to complete anywhere from like 8 to 15 repetitions, and you're still able to take full advantage of the top portion and the bottom portion of the movement. This will allow you to go heavier on some days or for high volume on others, depending on your programming. The main point being that you stay in control of all of your repetitions. And mistake number 5 is not taking your calf training seriously. Guys, if you've listened to all my tips so far and you're thinking, well, I already do all those things correctly, then the problem is most likely you, and I don't mean your genetics. Even if your genetics are terrible, you should still see some improvement over time, and if you're not, it's because you're training your calves maybe like once a week or just not at all. Think about how much full body training has helped so many of you make such amazing progress with your physiques. But the top 2 muscle groups that always still seem to be left behind even when full body training is calves and abs. So what I want you to do right now is pick 3 days out of the week that you're going to attack your calves. For example, let's say Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And let's keep the training so incredibly simple that you have no excuse to avoid it. On each day, you're going to hit 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps of a standing barbell calf raise and 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps of a seated calf raise, focusing on a hard flex at the top and a solid stretch at the bottom. And that's it. And you're going to do this for the next 4 weeks. And then after that, I want you to take a week off from hitting your calves to detrain them. And then just start over again. There are no secrets to muscle growth, guys. It's just that if you're a natural athlete, growth takes time and dedication. And each and every single one of you has the ability to get it done. So that wraps it up for today's video, guys. Very simple tips that are proven to work, because that's all it takes, and that's all you should be looking for when trying to find fitness content online. Simple, practical tips. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel and click that notification bell to never miss a new video upload from me. And believe it or not, I have this video as well as all my other videos in article format on my website, muscularstrength.com, and you can even view them on my app. In fact, if you need a program for either at home or at the gym, you can try any of my fat loss or muscle building programs for 7 days free with code MS7 when you join my site as a platinum member. It's easy to join, only $10 a month, and you can also utilize my custom meal planner to help you figure out your macros and plan all of your meals for the week. All you have to do is click here. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, Scott Herman Fitness, DM me for online coaching, and as always, more good stuff coming soon. See you guys.